Welcome back. I find myself at a loss for where to begin. I, 25 female, cheated on my boyfriend 27 of 6 years. He discovered my infidelity by snooping through my iPad and going through my phone while I was asleep. I do feel it was dishonorable of him to do that, but for some reason, I can't blame him. I was having an affair after all. Regarding our relationship issues, I became frustrated and stressed that he graduated with his bachelor's degree and then jumped straight onto a master's program. I was already feeling neglected while he was still completing his degree while also working part-time, but this master's just broke me. I was hoping he would at least take time to go on an overseas vacation, but he came up short on funds. It's worth noting that he's the main source of income in our household. He's been working tirelessly while in school and ever since to contribute financially to rent, groceries, our dog, my car payments, insurance, and more. I work in our local gym and has been on the lookout for a better job for the last couple of years too. Then, about 3 months ago, one of my male clients at the gym started showing me more attention than usual. We got talking, then texting, which turned into late-night phone calls, which quickly turned into a full-blown emotional and physical affair. I felt guilty the whole time, but I tried to push the negative thoughts out of my mind so I could enjoy my new partner. But unluckily for me, my boyfriend intercepted us during one of our late-night video calls. He immediately blew up and started calling me names. Then ordered I go out immediately, but I protested because I had taken my clothes off for the call, and I had nowhere to go this late at night. But he made me call back my partner and made him come pick me up that very second. I'm having difficulty processing what went down. I've also been figuring out exactly why I cheated on him. Was it a subconscious attempt to sabotage the relationship because I couldn't openly communicate my desire to end things? Or was it something else? As of now, I'm currently residing at one of my coworkers' places. My partner couldn't take me in no more than a day because he said his mom is going to visit soon. Not sure I believe that or not. If you've made it this far, I appreciate the time you've invested in reading my situation. I fully acknowledge my wrongdoing and understand that I am at fault. However, the fact that I was thrown out completely unprecedented doesn't sit right with me. I feel like it's no way to treat your partner. I'm unsure of what I truly want or what makes sense in this complicated and messy situation. I would greatly appreciate any advice on what to do or insights from someone who's been in a similar situation. He had to discover the truth on his own, and your message seems mostly focused on justifying your actions. There's a lack of respect and genuine remorse evident in your words. You had the opportunity to recognize the issues you now describe as problematic and make an informed, mature decision beforehand. However, you chose a destructive and selfish path, driven by a desire to explore what else might be out there rather than risking losing what you had. The complaints you raise now appear as attempts to rationalize your actions after the fact. Story 2. I'm preparing for the barrage of judgmental comments, and I probably deserve it. I don't really know where to start. I don't think I can sum it up in a short paragraph. I'm bisexual. It kinda sucks. Not many people know. My boyfriend thinks it's this super hot quirk because we can watch Game of Thrones and appreciate boobs together. For me, it's always just been confusing and weird. I've only dated men because it seems to be easier. They've just always been around, and I've never met a girl that I had any romantic feelings for. Only sexual, but not often. In the past few months, I was wondering if my sexuality was even valid, because it had been so long since I had met or even looked at a female stranger that I wanted to have sex with. I was wondering if maybe it was just a phase during my younger, experimental finding myself thing. Then one day, just a few weeks ago, O walked into my office. Tall, sort of androgynous, confident, funny. We clicked right away. Joked around with each other, messaged each other constantly, even while we were just separated by a few feet. Fast friends, a lot in common. It wasn't explicit. I thought it was harmless. Then she started flirting with me hard. She has that sort of personality. Bold and a little aggressive. We took our smoke breaks together and talked more and more about our personal lives. We shared a lot of the same struggles. Talking to her was easy. She told me she had some affair with her old boss who had a boyfriend. Didn't seem ashamed of it. Thought it was funny. She's younger than me, and it's obvious. I laughed along because I wasn't about to question the morals of somebody I barely know. And now I know that I probably have no right to question the morals of anyone anymore. One day, she straight up told me she wanted me. Casually, laughing about it. It's going to happen. I told her it wasn't. I told her I was in a happy relationship, which was true for the most part. I was visibly uncomfortable. I liked her. I thought she was interesting. I was attracted to her. But I was 100% sure in that moment that I had self-control. She kept saying it was going to happen, and I repeatedly shut it down. She got extremely upset. Red flag. Keep in mind, we're at work. She goes to the bathroom and doesn't come out for a while. After she finally comes out, she's obviously been crying. Red flag. I message her and ask if she's okay. Honestly, at this point, it was damage control because this job means a lot to me, and the thought of being in an uncomfortable working environment was giving me terrifying flashbacks of previous jobs. I apologized if I hurt her feelings. She said it was fine, but it clearly wasn't fine. This is when I should have known that she had actual feelings for me, and probably was still hurt about the last girl with the boyfriend and presumably mad at herself for doing it again. That's when I should have stopped messaging her so much. But didn't because I'm stupid and apparently ignore red flags that will lead to obviously potential messy situations. Part of me wanted to help her. In the past few months, I've taken a lot of strides towards becoming a healthier, happier person. Things were starting to feel normal for me after years of depression. She reminded me of how I used to be when I was her age just 3 years ago. And I guess part of me wanted to give her support and advice, which I did. I didn't want to stop talking to her. She didn't stop flirting with me because I think she knew that there was still a chance if she was persistent enough. Red flag. A blatant disregard for somebody's life and relationship is not a good sign. Yet still, being the idiot that I am, I didn't tell her to bugger off. She would give me bedroom eyes, wink at me across the room, smile at me, and I could feel myself growing more and more attracted to her. She seems to care about me. She was sweet and encouraging. I knew I had let it go too far. The feelings waxed and waned. 1 hour I had come to my senses, thought she was too forward, too young and immature, too much to handle, and the next hour I was, to be frank, horny every time we locked eyes. She's the kind of person I've been terrified that my boyfriend would meet. She's literally the other woman archetype. Doesn't give a shit about your partner, aggressive, persistent, needy. Knowing this makes it infinitely worse that I fell for her antics. Friday night, we went to a concert together. Going to these concerts is not mandatory for our job, but encouraged. My boyfriend was working, so I asked my friend to come along with us because I didn't want to be alone with her. I had told my friend F that I was developing confusing feelings for O, so F said they would come to make sure I didn't do anything stupid and O wouldn't try anything. F bailed. O and I had a couple drinks and the show started. She whispered in my ear a couple of times about the music. She'd get really close, graze her hand against my legs, smile at me. I was screwed. I had no idea what to do. Leaving meant having to manage her hurt feelings at work, making my work environment totally ruined. Staying meant putting myself in a situation where I could give in to selfish temptation and ultimately wreck my personal life. As the title suggests, you know what I did. I convinced myself that nothing would happen if I stayed. I was having a good time. Between her advances, we were having fun as friends. I'm an idiot. After the concert, we went out for another drink, then another drink. Then she kissed me. Hard. It was probably the 3rd or 4th time she had tried that night. I gave in. I was drunk enough to not fight it anymore. And as effed up as it is, I'm pretty sure that was her strategy. We kissed walking down the street, we held hands, we acted like lovesick teenagers. Just thinking about it makes me feel disgusting. After we bar hopped, we went to her place. It's pretty fuzzy. She went down on me for probably 30 seconds until I came to my senses and told her to stop. She didn't at first. I needed to straight up say no means no and push her head away. She was too much. She came on too strong. And I remember just getting a sinking feeling in my heart and thinking about my boyfriend. She started to cry when she tried to kiss me again, and I blocked her advances. I told her she was being manipulative. I was drunk enough to finally say it. It was manipulative. Part of her was trying to make me feel bad, I know it. Just like the bathroom stint at work. The gravity of my mistake was weighing down on me, and I passed out on the couch. The next day, I woke up and we talked about it. She acted like nothing was actually wrong, assured me that she wasn't going to do anything rash. I told her I was sorry, but I made a mistake and it wasn't going anywhere. She said she just wanted to stay in my life. I didn't exactly know what to say. We worked together. She was going to be around no matter what. I don't know. We hung out for a while. Her place was a long bus ride away from mine. My boyfriend offered to pick me up. I let him. I should have just taken the bus. I didn't deserve that. She messaged me later and asked if I was okay. We talked, ended up exchanging good music. She flirted with me a little bit again. I didn't reciprocate. Flash forward to today. We saw each other at work and she seemed sad but acted like we were still friends. I was relieved that my work life wasn't about to go completely nuclear, so I didn't ignore her. Just acted like nothing happened. She sent me a sad message tonight saying she was going to try and go a day without talking to me because she didn't want to be a burden. She blocked me on Messenger so we wouldn't talk. A little dramatic, but I get it. Then I see her friend posted on her Facebook wall. Some stupid meme. Somehow they got to talking about cheating. They were joking around and pretending like they were in a relationship. Then O decided to say some really messed up shit. To paraphrase, sending a bish home to her boyfriend with her panties in her pocket. Joking about it like it was hilarious. Reading that really made me realize how little she cared about me. How manipulative she was. I texted her telling her that was really warped. She freaked out and told me in so many words that she had serious feelings and to leave her alone. She then posted a status about getting over this slut. Wow, I'm an idiot. I love my boyfriend. I barely knew this person. She relentlessly hit on me, disregarded my life, my partner, my feelings, nearly completely disregarded my non-consent. She's childish and egotistical. I screwed up. I don't know when or how to tell my boyfriend. He leaves for a trip tomorrow that's really important for his career. Telling him now to get it off my conscience would be selfish and stupid, as he would dwell on it the entire time. He's also recently gotten sober, so I know 100% that this would send him on a bender. Actions and consequences, OP. There's no need to tell your boyfriend honestly. Just leave him and spare him the agony of all this. And learn to control your hormones and emotions better in the future so you won't end up in this exact situation.